Morning everybody, how everybody doing today? I'm Troy West back here with you again. We got a special live video of the NBA season preview special. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank everybody who joined me last month for the NFL preview. I was going to come do an NBA preview. I was going to do it next week, but I wanted to be sure that I had the time to do it. So that's why I decided to do it today. This weekend I'll be busy with work, and then next week is uncertain how much I gotta work, so I knew I had this day free, so I decided to do it today because the season starts on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So I wanted to definitely do it before that. I wanted to do it Monday because it's been just the day before. Things might unfold between now and then. You got the Kyrie Irving situation, which I'm gonna touch on once I get to the Brooklyn Nets, but I'm gonna touch on all 30 teams in the NBA, gave my predictions, my NBA Finals prediction, my MVP, who I think will be Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, everything. So we're going to go through all 30 teams by order, which I think they're going to finish, and that's how we're going to do this day today. I still want to touch on some other sports. I want to touch on the NFL a little bit, and the MLB. Of course, baseball is in the playoffs. Got the ALCS coming up tomorrow between the Boston Red Sox and the Houston Astros. Two teams that's been in some hot water, especially the Astros, the last few years. But I think this is Houston's fourth straight ALCS. So that series starts tomorrow. Boston, I didn't expect to be here. Houston, I said maybe, but Boston, I didn't think they would even get out the wild card or even make it to the wild card. But they did it. They all the way in the ALCS again. They continue to be consistent as well. In the National League, you got my Atlanta Braves. Shout out to my Atlanta Braves. I'm so glad. I need to follow them a little bit more, but they in the NLCS for the second straight year. They don't know who they'll play yet. It's either going to be the Dodgers or the Giants. They play a Game 5 tonight. So that'll be interesting to see who will make it between those two teams. Then make it in the LCS. I think that series will start Saturday, I believe. So hopefully my Braves, I don't feel like whoever wins between them two teams, I don't feel great about it, but you're there, so maybe they can do something, maybe make it to the World Series for the first time in a long time. In the NFL, I did my NFL preview video last month. So far my predictions, most of them look okay, as I'm looking here in my notes here. Like I said, most of it's not, most of them don't look too bad. I think the one team that's been disappointed so far is the Washington football team, and they in some more trouble again, as you heard about, the John Gruden firing this week. It involves the Washington football team again with the problems they had back in the last decade with the inappropriate workplace. So Gruden got fired for the old emails that he sent. Everybody heard about that. So the Raiders, who has been a surprise this year, probably hit a bump in the road. We'll see how they respond. Will they continue to surprise people this season, or will they fall off now? They did look good Sunday, and it was evident that was affecting the team. So hopefully they get back off the mat. But most of my predictions hold their form. In the NFC, most of my teams hold their form. The Cardinals, of course, undefeated. I'm not real surprised by that, but they're the top of the NFC right now. Tampa's still doing their thing. Green Bay, after they slow start, they back at it. The Rams doing what they're supposed to do. Now Seattle's in trouble without Russell Wilson. Dallas look a lot better than I thought they would look. And then the AFC, Kansas City off to their sloppy start. But their schedule get a little easier, so they might go on a little run. But will they catch the LA Chargers, who I don't even have as a contender up here, or making the playoffs? So they've been a surprise as well. I actually had Denver in front of them. That's probably been a mistake, but most of my predictions are still holding for them. So I'm glad for that. And maybe, like I said, I just was thinking about it. Maybe I'd do a video once a month, since I be having, because I'm on my hotspot on my phone right now. So hopefully that'll last throughout the video today. But so that's been holding for them. every month, so I could probably do a video at least once a month. Maybe I touch on things on a monthly basis. But always every year, no matter what, even though my channel been sort of shut down, I've been trying to do a preview of all three sports, the three major sports. NHL started as well, you know. I try to throw some NHL in there when I can, hockey. But I'm just not a big hockey fan, so it's hard for me to, you know, give out the right information. So I don't usually touch on hockey that much. But yeah, I'm grateful to be here as always. Let me just throw out some thank yous as well. I had celebrated a birthday last week. I turned 38 last week, October 6th. I want to definitely get a little shout out to my niece, my 6-year-old niece. She really touched my heart. She threw me a little picture, a little card, put $1 in the card, so that was real nice and sweet of her. And her mom, which is my sister, bought me a cake, so that was good. And then I heard from some people I didn't hear from, you know. I didn't hear from some family members, some people I wanted to hear from, but that was fine. But my niece really made my day, and hearing from my best friend that made my day as well, just for people to remember. Some people I expected to hear from, I didn't hear from, but that's fine, you know. Like I said, I'll take my birthday for the grain of salt anyway. I don't really see it as another day. But turning 38 is, you turning 38, so, but still, you know, it was a good birthday overall. I had to work, but it was fine. So I just wanted to thank her personally because she made my day. Something else I wanted to say, my email that's linked to this channel, I haven't been in it for a while. So I'm just saying email, so it's a particular person I want to probably try to reach out to today. That reached out to me. It's probably been about a month now. The date, it says a month ago. So I don't want them to think I just ignored the message, so I'll probably reach out to them today. But other than that, you know, like I said, I'm back. You know, I'm gonna try to do a video once a month. Like I said, I really miss being on here on a consistent basis. I used to come on here every week. Everybody that knows me from back in the day. I did gain some subscribers last week. I have met some friends from England. Like I said, the England people always treat me nice. They always come through and watch and commentate, so I appreciated that last month I should say. But I just appreciate, you know, everybody. You know I'm a small timer. Like I said, I only got 60 subscribers, but I'm not really in it for the fame, really. It's just more of a hobby for me, so I just do it when I can. Work be so busy and everything, so I just try to do a video when I can. But I definitely want to do the NBA. It's an interesting year this year. A lot of moves, a lot of things took place, you know, in the off season. You know, the Lakers retooled, so it's gonna be a real interesting year. This was hard for me to go through, but I broke it down. I think they have the play-ins again, so I broke it down, you know, all 15 teams in the both conferences, so I'm gonna go through each team one by one, and give you pretty much my thought on them. Then I give you my predictions for the NBA Finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, and all that. My MVP for the season, my Defensive Player of the Year, and everything else. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started then. We're going to start the Eastern Conference because the East to me is a little bit more easier, clear cut, especially at the top. Now the bottom, you know, I think the bottom of the East could go either way, but I think the top is the top. I think they clearly the top teams. I think everybody else maybe might surprise you a little bit, maybe not. Some teams improve, so we'll see where things go from there. So like I said, we're going to start in the East. I'm going to start at number 15, finishing last in the conference. I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this, like I said, this is just, like I just said, the bottom of the East is pretty fluid here, so Cleveland could finish higher. I don't see them making a playoff push, but they could finish higher than 15th. They got a young team, but Cleveland, you know, other than LeBron James, the Cavaliers has been non-existent without LeBron in the last 20 years or so. But I mean, it looks like they go in the right direction. I like the young guard, Claxton. and some of the young pieces they got there. Maybe they might surprise and finish a little higher. I don't see them making a playoff push really, not even for the play-in, but could be competitive this year. I think they going in the right direction, but just not talented enough. Just think they finished last in the East. The Detroit Pistons. They drafted the kid Cade Cunningham, so they got lucky with that. There's rumors that I seen a rumor this morning. I'm not sure it is. You know, the Ben Simmons situation in Philadelphia. We're going to touch on that when we get to the Sixers. But there's some rumors out there he might get traded to the Pistons. If so, they'd be definitely better with him. But we'll see if that happens or not. But other than that, the Pistons have been sort of in purgatory to me the last few years. They had Stan Van Gundy there, I believe, coaching. But that didn't work out. But now he's in New Orleans. Who was there? There was some coach there, prominent coach. But like I said, they traded Blake Griffin away last season. To me, I think they're going to rebuild for a couple of years. But Cade Cunningham was a good start. So we'll see what Detroit do this year. I got them finishing 14th in the conference. The Toronto Raptors, the more I think about the Raptors, I was like, dang, you know, they was just at the top of the East for years. But they did lose Kyle Lowry. But they got a lot of young pieces with the OG and Pascal Siakam. I still like Fred VanVleet. So they got some good pieces there. Like I said, they can finish hot at the 13th. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I'm just putting them here because, you know, this is the first time they had Kyle Lowry in a long time. So basically their core is gone. So we'll see. But the Raptors, Masai Ujiri, if you believe in him, which I do as a GM, he always find a way. So I wouldn't be surprised by the Raptors finishing higher. But I got them 13th for right now. 12th, I got the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards, the Bradley Beal situation is a little fluid. You know, they had Russ last year. They got rid of Russ, traded him to the Lakers. Bradley Beal is not vaccinated, but it's not a mandate in D.C., Maryland, so he's okay. I guess he won't be able to play in when they play the Lakers and the Warriors and the Nets and the Knicks. I guess he won't be able to play those games. But the Knicks is a division game, so we'll see how Bill works out there. So, but the Wizards, to me, just like the Pistons, sort of in territory. You don't know what they want to do. So we'll see if they improve. I hate doing live shows now and noise in the background throwing me off, but we'll see what the Wizards do. But I don't got them making the play-in. They almost made it last year. Well, they did make it last year. I'm sorry. But I don't think I think losing Russell Westbrook, even though you can say what you say about Russell Westbrook, but he's a talented guy. Losing him hurts them. They ain't really improved the team, so I don't got the Wizards finish at 12th. The 11th, the Orlando Magic. Like I said, they can finish higher than 11th, but got a nice young team starting to come together here. With a playoff team, you know, a few years, you know, in the bottom part of the East. So I mean, maybe they can make it again. The teams in front of them, I just think is a little bit better than them right now. But Orlando, like I said, moving in the right direction. At least they have a direction. See, I don't think Detroit or Washington have a direction. I think even Cleveland have more of a direction than those two teams. Detroit, either to me, don't know where they're going. Like I said, Toronto, I trust them with Ujiri, so they can move, you know, maybe move up. But Orlando, I think I like what they're doing down there as well. We'll see if they continue to improve. If they can somehow get, you know, some prominent free agent, I mean, it's probably out the blue. I mean, only because they're in Florida, I think they always have a chance to bring somebody in. But if they can do that, and maybe, you know, improve the team that way, maybe next season, you know, maybe they can move into the upper echelon in the East. But right now, I only got them finishing 11th, but they could finish, you know, above that and maybe make the play-in part. But we'll see. Number 10, the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers, like Orlando, has been quietly a consistent team. They was in the top. You know, I think they was 4th seed one season. The bubble season, yeah, they was 4th. They was a 4th seed. They lost to Miami. I think Miami was the 5. Got some talent there as well. You know, some young guys. T.J. Warren. Hopefully he's back. He was a surprise in the bubble, but really had an off season last year. Maybe he'll bounce back. Malcolm Brogdon, I like him. Malcolm Brogdon. So Indiana got something to offer, but I think they'll make the play-in. They finished 10th. That's the last spot for the play-in. I think they get that this year. But like I said, they can finish higher. They have the potential to finish a little higher than that. So we'll see if they do. Number 9, I got the Charlotte Hornets. I see if LaMelo Ball could improve on his season, get better, or you know, make the team better. Terry Rozier, they got a lot of young pieces as well. I was disappointed that a lot of people was when they played in the play-in last year. It seemed like they didn't show up. Maybe they learned from that. They'll come back much better this year. Maybe even get, you know, higher than 9th. Maybe get the 8th or 7th seed, maybe. But we'll see. But I like the way they going. Probably for the first time, Michael Jordan pressing the right buttons in Charlotte. So maybe the Hornets will make a push. But I only got them finishing 9th, which will make the play-in. Like I said, I think LaMelo Ball will be a superstar. I think he gonna elevate that team. I think he sort of remind me of not his game per se, but like Luka Doncic, how he can you know, rally the troops there. You know, he's more of a ball handler and he can score a little bit. But I think he's gonna be a superstar in this league. So Charlotte, as long as they keep building on that, I think they continue to improve. I think this could be another sort of, you know, they make the playoff year and then get bounced out. But I think they're gonna continue to improve and become a threat in the Eastern Conference. Number 8, I got the Chicago Bulls. Bulls made a lot of interesting moves. They got, speaking of the Bulls, they got Lonzo Ball there. I think that's huge. Of course, Zach LaVine's still there. They made another big move. So they got a talented team. I think they'll make the playoffs this year. I think they'll be a solid playoff team. Could finish higher than 8th. We'll see if the Knicks, which I'm about to talk about the Knicks in a minute. But the Bulls really improved. Matter of fact, let me check out their roster real quick because I know they picked up a free agent here. Okay, let me look here. Sorry about this. I've been trying to write so many notes down so I won't get these brain farts. I call them brain farts because I get so, you know, my mind just go blank. I don't know if it's because I'm on camera or what, but my mind just go blank sometimes. So that's what happens. But I know they picked up another sort of probably free agent to help out Zach LaVine. And I like Zach LaVine. He really has surprised a lot of people. A lot of people thought he was just going to be, you know, an average guy that just know how to dunk the basketball. But he's a solid player for the Bulls. The Bulls could be a surprise team this year. Actually, I really think they can be. Maybe getting into that upper spot. Because I'm not, even though I got Boston 6. You know, I'm about to talk about Boston. But, DeMar DeRozan, that's what I was thinking about. They got DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is a solid player as well. So the Bulls with DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball running the point, they're going to cause some problems for some teams. I think they're going to be a surprise. They might even finish higher than 8th, but I got them 8th right now because, you know, it's the first year together. And DeMar DeRozan, you know, despite how good he is, you know, he don't have a lot of he makes the playoffs, you know, with the Raptors. Him and Kyle Lowry had a nice thing going there, but they never could get over the hump. And he didn't do a lot in San Antonio. He had a good year in San Antonio, but they didn't do too much there. So we'll see. Maybe being in Chicago, being with the young guys, maybe that'll help. But the Bulls is a team to watch out for. I think they could be a surprise. I got them finishing 8th though in the East. Number 7, the New York Knicks. New York Knicks, they was finished all the way 4th last year. This year, I think with the improvements of Miami, I think Atlanta has made their mark now. I'm not sure about the Sixers. Like I said, I'm about to talk about them, and I'm talking about the Celtics. I'm not sure about them either, but I just think they're a little bit better than New York. Them getting Kemba Walker is huge. But can Kemba Walker stay healthy? That's my thing with Kemba Walker. Can he stay healthy? Can he be consistent enough score? Because the Knicks had problems scoring. Julius Randle takes the pressure off him. You see it in that playoff series against Atlanta. When he was the number 1 guy, it was hard for him to, when they was focused on him, he struggled a little bit in his first, it was his first full season, action. So, that was liable to happen. But Trae Young stepped up big for the Hawks, and they won that series at 5. But I think the Knicks will continue to improve. I like Tom Thibodeau, underrated coach. His knock on him that he run his players down too much. But I think he's very disciplined. I think he teaches teams don't beat yourself. Kind of like that Spurs mentality. They're not going to beat themselves. You have to beat them. And I think the Knicks will go be a tough team to deal with. But if Kemba Walker can have a career year somehow, really take on that scoring load, be a consistent scorer, Julius Randle chips in, the role players around, I think the Knicks, like the Bulls, could maybe make a little bit more noise than the way they are. But I got them finish at 7th. So this is another line. This is the top 6. So the top 6, they guaranteed a playoff series. Boston, I got finished at 6. Boston, they moved on from, Brad Stevens stepped down, and now he's in the front office. So that was sort of a surprise move. So they hired another coach, a new coach this season. We'll see how that turns out for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, do he come back? How long will Tatum come back? Jason Tatum, he gonna need help. Now no Kemba Walker. A lot of other nice pieces around them, but Boston definitely took a step back. But if those 2 guys definitely capable of carrying the team, Brown and Tatum, if they play their potential, Boston will still be hard to deal with. So I got them finish at 6. The Philadelphia 76ers, I got them finish at 5th. And it's more based around the Ben Simmons situation, even though that's been the quiet. It's been kind of quiet. He came back to camp the other day, but that's been like the quiet news now with the Kyrie Irving thing going on, which we're about to get into when we get to the Brooklyn Nets. But the Sixers, let's see how, I got to see how Ben fits in. Of course, a lot of criticism last year, how he played in the postseason. Basically refusing to take a jump shot. I really think his game has to improve. But I do also think they better with Ben Simmons than without him. We'll see if a trade comes through now. The season starts, maybe he'll play well, and somebody put a trade out, put a trade on the table with Philadelphia to take it. Of course, the rules was for him, for Kyrie, but to me, I don't think that's going to happen. I like Ben Simmons. I like his game. He has to become more of a consistent scorer. Joel Embiid, he showed me something. Every year he's been improving his game, so maybe he'll step it up to another level. He's definitely a superstar, the best of the basketball, in my opinion. A little bit over the Joker in Denver. Him and him is neck and neck, but I get the edge to Embiid. Still got the pieces around Steph Curry, the brothers of Steph Curry. He shoots the ball very well. Dang, see, here was one of my brain farts again. The other guard forward that plays for Philadelphia, got the contract. Dang, I can't throw it out there without going, so I had to look up their roster. Yeah, I hate when I had these little brain fart things when I don't know what the heck the name is there, just my mind just goes blank, man. Alright, so let's go to Philadelphia's roster. Doc Rivers, he's a good coach. Some people, well, I wouldn't say Doc Rivers is overrated. I just think I don't think he's in a class with like Greg Popovich and others. Tobias Harris, that's the name I was thinking about. Yeah, I had to look it up, but yeah, the Sixers, hopefully, like I said, Ben Simmons. But if Ben Simmons do come there and play well, I think the Sixers could move up higher than 5th. But just for the uncertainty and yeah, he might get traded and all that, so I put the 5th until otherwise, or for now, they could finish higher. Would surprise me. They was the 1 seed last year, so they could finish higher than 5th, but just because of the uncertainty and Embiid getting injured, he's injury prone, so can Embiid play a whole season? Those things, if all those things, come into fruition, they could finish higher than 5th, but with the uncertainty around Ben Simmons and everything, I'm going to put Philadelphia 5th right now. 4th, I got the Miami Heat. Heat made some big changes, like I said. Speaking of Kyle Lowry, that's where he went. Still got Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, and everybody else. Bam Adebayo. Miami is they being Miami. They always try to keep a good team on the court. Pat Riley still doing his thing. We'll see how everything fits, but I think Jimmy Butler, underrated player, but I think he needs to be more consistent scoring the ball. To be like, he had to step up his scoring, I think, for the Miami to take that next step. But I think they're capable of doing it. They got just as much of a talented team, almost anybody in this conference. So I got them finishing 4th. Like I said, could make some noise in the playoffs because of the matchups. They could defend pretty much all these top teams up here. So the Heat would be somebody to watch for as well. But I got them only finishing 4th because I think it's going to take us some time, to implement Kyle Lowry and everything else. So just on that factor alone, I got them finishing 4th in the East. 3rd, I got the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks made a believer out of me last year. Soon as they got Nate McMillan in there, the Hawks just turned on the switch. As you go back last year, I think they was like 20 games over 500 after Nate McMillan took over. So they should have been made that move. Trae Young took a step. Hopefully he got to take another step, but he took a step in his game. He had a monster playoffs. Got them all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals despite Philly had Embiid was hurt, but he played, so they beat Philly for that's where all the Ben Simmons hoopla came from that series in the conference semis. But Atlanta got there. Milwaukee pretty much beat them pretty well. Trae Young got hurt as well, so maybe that'd have been a different series if he'd have played. But I just like that young core. John Collins, the shooter, like they got shooters all over the place. Atlanta is a good deep team. The thing about Atlanta is it's just like any other team. It takes a little bit of success. You got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Do you still have that that fire in you to get there? This is going to take. That's basically what it's going to take. They got a talented team, but do they feel like okay, they satisfied with getting that high? Because a lot of people are surprised they got that far. Or were they going to improve? I think they will. I just like their character. I like Nate McMillan's character. I think he's not going to let them lay on this. I think he will push them. I think they will push all the way to 3rd in the Eastern Conference. Number 2, the Brooklyn Nets. I got the Nets finishing 2nd. And similar to Philadelphia, the Kyrie Irving thing now is final. Kyrie Irving won't be allowed to play or practice unless he gets vaccinated. But he took a strong stand last night, actually, on his Instagram Live. I recommend you to go watch it. I watched pretty much the whole thing. I believe it was the whole video. I don't think it was chopped up. The man is just saying, everybody have a choice. He says his choice. It's better for him not to get vaccinated. But in the mandates in New York City, the manager to get vaccinated to go to sports arenas and certain things, so that's why he's not allowed to play. The rumor, I mean, well, like I said, the rumor, the thing was maybe he was going to just play on the road. But I think the Nets made the right decision as well. Go ahead and let him just sit out. You know, you don't want to keep jumping in, you know, on the road. You might be on the road sometimes. Like, yeah, sometimes you're on the road for like 6 games or something like that. You know, you get a road trip. But sometimes you be on the road one day and then right back at home the next night, you know, back to back or something. So I think they made the right choice by just go ahead and let them sit. Maybe he'll change his mind. Andrew Wiggins changed his mind, but he definitely didn't want to do it. You could tell he just wanted to play basketball. But Kyrie Irving, well, the last couple of years, at least this is my opinion of Kyrie, he said it in his video. He got a bigger purpose. It's not just about basketball. And you know, I was like that. He might retire. You know, even though he came out and said he ain't thinking about retiring, he still want to play basketball. He still want to be there for the Nets. That's what he said. But you know, since he left Cleveland, he's been a little, you know, just being his own man. You know, and I respect that. And I respect anybody's choice. You know, about the vaccine. You know, that's a whole deeper issue. And let's face it, this country right now. But some people don't want to take it. You know, and you basically you have no choice because you can't work. Some places you can't even go shopping or anything. You have to be vaccinated. Some people are just for whatever reason. Some people it's religious reasons. Some people they're just afraid what it might do to them in the future, which we don't know which it's going to do to you yet. So I kind of understand everybody, but this is America. My thing is, you know, Kyrie got some people coming after him, and I think they is trying to use him as a either an example or, you know, to push out a narrative. But this guy, he speaks, he knows what he's talking about. He's going to stand strong, and it is people out here that's forced to take the vaccine just so you can provide for your family. Basically, that's what happened with Andrew Wiggins, his situation. He, you know, first of all, he didn't want to lose his money, but he said he just wanted to play basketball. You know, and California and New York is probably the 2 states that pretty much run our country. So it could be happening everywhere, in every state. I'm in Maryland, and we got one of the highest vaccination. Like basically most of our state is vaccinated, you know, and our numbers have been low and everything, and maybe it is because of that. But you know, I wouldn't tell nobody, force nobody to take it, or if somebody had reservations of taking it, I wouldn't, you know, bash them too much. Some people stand strongly on the other side, saying you just like, why did not just take it? Why not take it? Just take it. Just take it. You can't do this. Is America. You have a choice, and I think that's what Kyrie made point is that you have a choice, and there's people out here that's really struggling, and people, and I'm gonna say this too. There's people that's saying, well, you know, people that lost their lives. Now I know people that had the COVID. I know people that died from it as well. So it's not nothing to play with. But at the same time, you know, it's your choice. You know, if you want to take the vaccine or not. And I guess they're thinking about it like, you know, you maybe contaminated other people, but 2 days I know for sure, you getting the vaccine don't protect you from getting it. You still gets it. So I mean, it's still pretty much it's still raw. People don't know. I mean, the doctor's trying to get to the bottom of it, and he respected, like I said, if you watch this whole video, you should have no problem with what he said. So, but to get back into the basketball, Brooklyn, I think that's why I got to finish it second, because I think that's, you know, I think they might get off not a slow start, but I think you know, they might have some games, you know, that, you know, Kyrie would have probably been a difference there, but having Harden and Durant would be enough. Then with the role players they have, Joe Harris, they picked up Patty Mills, they got a deep bench, so Brooklyn gonna be okay without Kyrie. But I think he would definitely put them over the top if he was there. Maybe things will change, maybe the mandates will change, but as of right now, he won't be with the team. So I got to finish it second because I think, like I said, they play a lot together. Even if he was there, I probably still would have put him second because they still don't have they still have some, I don't want to say issues, but they didn't play it together that much. Somebody was always hurt or wasn't there. You know, Kevin Durant was the consistent guy that was there. He got hurt as well, even in the playoffs. So him and Harden did. So I think they would have probably beat the Bucks if they both was, if just them two was healthy, let alone Kyrie not being there. But I got the Bucks. I got respect for Milwaukee. I got them finishing first in the Eastern Conference. They pretty much bringing almost the whole team back. I think Drew Holiday being there another year, I think he would be more comfortable. Giannis, I think he took a step forward. To me, you gotta say he is the at least in that top tier best player in basketball. He won the MVP the last 2 years and then win a title. So you gotta give him his respect. The Bucks, the only thing I worry about the Bucks is, just even with Giannis, the inconsistency. Can they be consistent? Other than that, they're gonna be right there again, challenging to get to the finals once again. So that's my Eastern Conference preview. Let's go through everybody real quick. At the bottom, I got Cleveland 15th, Detroit 14th, Toronto 13th, Washington Wizards 12th, Orlando 11th. These next 10 teams are playoff teams. The play-in bracket, Indiana at 10, Charlotte Hornets at 9, Chicago Bulls at 8, New York Knicks at 7, and then these the top 6 teams: Boston at 6, Philadelphia 76ers at 5, Miami 4th, Atlanta Hawks 3rd. I got Brooklyn finishing 2nd, and I got Milwaukee finishing 1st. And I also think about Brooklyn, I forgot to finish it. Well, I don't think they're going to be really worried about home court. I think they feel like they could go on the road and win. And I think that's another reason why. Milwaukee don't really need it either, because they didn't have it last year, but I think it would suit them better to them to have home court than Brooklyn, so I think they might prioritize it a little bit more. And then Philly, like I said, Philly is dealing with the Ben Simmons situation, so that's why I got them finishing where they finish. Alright, so let's go to the West. The West is always tough because there's so many good teams in the Western Conference, so many talented teams. I feel like I put a lot of thought into it, but I feel like this whole day could be flipped upside down. But I made my decisions, and this I'm going to stick on them at least until otherwise. So let's start at the bottom. Let's start at 15. We got Houston, the Houston Rockets. Definitely rebuilding. I feel kind of confident that they'll finish last. John Wall, they try to put a trade together now to get him out of there. Let's see if that happens. So I think Houston just rebuilding, starting off fresh. So maybe they might be down for a couple years before they get someone. But Houston always, they always find a way to come back and compete. So we'll see if they do it. No Daryl Morey though, so that was the consistent theme there for the Rockets. But they definitely want to rebuild. So I don't got them seeing them doing too well this year. Probably had the worst record in the league, I predict as well. So I got them finishing last in the West. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Like I said, could finish higher than 14th. Karl-Anthony Towns, let's see if he's back. I like the kid Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell. That's a nice little squad there. But is it enough? Can they stay consistent? I don't know. That's the only thing with Minnesota. But they'd be fun to watch. And we'll see if they finish higher. They could, I think they got the potential to finish higher than 14th. But the teams in front of them, I just feel more confident about. So I'm going to stick with Minnesota at 14th. 13th, the Oklahoma City Thunder, OKC. Like I said, nice little young team. You see the year Chris Paul was there, what they did. And they played pretty decent last year. Like I said, it's they names that came up with some trades, maybe for Ben Simmons, maybe Kyrie could be there because they don't mind taking on a contract and then maybe letting them walk the next year. So that could happen, so they can finish higher than 13th if one of those two guys come and they play. But I just like the young squad, the young nucleus they have there. And even though I can't name any one player right now for the Thunder, but I seen them play a little bit last year. I like they don't quit. They got a young team. I like them. I'm gonna put them at 13. Number 12, the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings. They drafted the kid Mitchell from Baylor. I think that he's going to have a monster year. He might win Rookie of the Year if Sacramento finish higher than 12th. Of course, De'Aaron Fox to me took a step forward. Buddy Hield. So they got a nice little squad. Could never just put it all together though. Almost made the play-in both years, the bubble year and last year, but just couldn't quite do it. They could do it this year, but like I said, I just like the teams that's in front of them better, and that's just the bottom line. You know, the Western Conference, talent-wise, is clearly every team got something to bring to the table. But it would surprise me if they finish higher. But for now, I'm going to have to put them at 12. This is out of respect. Number 11, the San Antonio Spurs. Now they maybe they doing a little rebuilding as well, but they got some talented guys there. Greg Popovich, I really believe in Greg Popovich. I think he can coach any team and make them compete. And like I said, the Spurs ain't gonna be a team that beat themselves. So I think they just gonna be sort of pesky. I don't think they'd make the playoffs, but I think they'd be a tough goal every night when you play them. They're not gonna be just no rollover. So I got the Spurs for this at 11th. It'd be interesting. They could finish lower. They could finish. They had the position to finish higher. They're one of those teams with the respective Greg Popovich. I think they could finish higher or lower. All right, so this is the play-in bracket now. Number 10, the New Orleans Pelicans. A lot of uncertainties about the Pelicans. I just read a report that Zion Williamson ain't gonna be ready. And they lost some guys too. They lost Lonzo Ball. I think that's a huge loss, more than people want to give credit for. Brandon Ingram, can he continue? He sort of, to me, took a little bit of a step back last year. Just a weird. I don't know. They're just weird because Zion stay healthy. That's the thing. If he can stay healthy, I think they could potentially make the play again. They didn't make it last year. They fell just short. But they have talent there. They moved on from Stan Van Gundy after 1 year, so we'll see if that makes a difference. Just a lot of question marks with the Pelicans. Like I said, they can finish lower than 10th, but they had the position to finish higher as well. Like I said, with the Western Conference the way that it is, so it's just a team to watch out for. But a lot of question marks. That's why I couldn't put them no higher than 10th. The Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies, to me, they could finish higher. Maybe they could actually finish 8 or 7 this year. John Morant, he's the real deal. Dylan Brooks, they got a nice little young team. Jaren Jackson, I like the Grizzlies, man. I think they could finish higher than 9th. It's just that, like I said, just the teams in front of them. I mean, it's just hard to believe they could still finish higher than them, but they could. So that's a team a lot of they're young. I think in a few years they'd be, you know, on the upper part of the Western Conference, but still young, still got to learn a little bit. John Morant, take that next step. Him and Jackson and Dylan Brooks, all those guys, even Grayson Allen. They got a nice little team there, and they coach real well. So Memphis, the team to watch out for as well. They can surprise some people, but I gotta finish a 9th for now. Number 8, the LA Clippers. And only why I got the Clippers this low because Kawhi Leonard ain't gonna be there, at least stay Santo, after the All-Star break. So even though the Clippers got a deeper team, I think Paul George could open some eyes. Maybe if he could carry the Clippers in the upper echelon of the West without Kawhi. We'll see if he can. If he can, that'll be something to watch out for. But just for that, just losing Kawhi is huge. That's why I got the finisher this low. But let's see if Paul George has something to prove. He can maybe push the Clippers higher than the 8th, but only can finish 8th. I think if Kawhi come back in time, maybe they can finish higher. But right now they said All-Star break, so I think Clippers going to be probably hovering around 500 for a while. But I think they're still a decent enough team there to make at least the play-in bracket. And I got to finish at 8th. 7, the Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers, I love this team. I love Damian Lillard. I love CJ McCollum. But you know, they just like to keep rolling out the same thing. I think this year is going to be evident a little bit. I think they finished just 7th. Dame, you know, there's rumors about Dame leaving. He said he don't want to leave. He want to stay in Portland. We'll see if his mind ever changed. Will they make any moves at the break to improve the team? Other than that, it's the same team pretty much for the last 4 or 5 years. So that's why I don't see them finish it too high. I got to finish at 7, but I love Dame Lillard. He's one of my favorite players to watch in the league. And with his will and his gut, you know, maybe they can finish higher than 7, maybe get to that 6th spot, maybe. We'll see, but I got them finish at 7. 6, the Dallas Mavericks. Another wild team, you know, could possibly finish higher, could possibly finish lower. But I like Jason Kidd. I think Jason Kidd is going to make a big difference. To me, that wild card is Kristaps Porzingis. Can he stay healthy? Is he all in? You know, there's rumors about him and Luka not getting along. Luka Doncic is amazing. I just think he got to cut the turnovers down a little bit and be a little bit more consistent scoring. But he's definitely their go-to guy at the end of games. I think he can continue to improve. He's only, 21, 22 years old. I like this Dallas team a lot. But I only can see him finish at 5th, 6th. Just because, you know, can the dynamic between him and Kristaps Porzingis work? Or can Kristaps even stay healthy? That's the biggest question there. But I think Jason Kidd would definitely make a difference coaching-wise as well. Rick Carlisle was a great coach. I think he stepped down on his own. I don't think he got fired. I think he stepped down. And then they hired Jason Kidd. So, Dallas, like I said, one of those teams could challenge one of those upper teams because of Luka and what he can do. So, I'm going to have Dallas finish at 6th, but could go either way, though, with some of the question marks they have. Number 5, the Golden State Warriors. Is the Warriors back? We'll see. I believe Klay Thompson is going to be ready opening night. I'm not sure. I have to check on that. Steph Curry had an MVP year. If it was any other year, if they had finished higher, he would have won MVP. The trade he had, especially the second half of the season. Draymond Green, I think he's going to be motivated. I like Wiseman. I like Wiseman, and then Wiggins is going to be there now because he's took the vaccine. So I think the Warriors got a chance to bounce back. I think this could be the year. Maybe they could challenge again for a title. But I got them finish at 5th because it's like some of these other teams that's in front of them. I think they got to get used to each other again. Klay, he haven't played basically in 2 years. So we'll see where he is. So just because there's sort of small little question marks, I got them finish at 5th. But they can finish high, especially this year with the way things break out this year. Teams got to get gelled as well. So we'll see. But I got them finish at 5th, though. 4th, the Utah Jazz. The Jazz, to me, just like the Blazers, pretty much rolling out the same team. Donovan Mitchell needs somebody else to step up and be a consistent scorer. You have guys here and there chipping in off the bench. But I think he needs somebody more consistent. Rudy Gobert doing his thing in the middle defensively. They was finished the 1 seed last year, but, you know, they still didn't get far. So, well, they did get to the conference finals, so the Clippers was able to take them down. Yeah, so I like the Jazz to finish 4th this year. I think if the other teams in front of them are healthy and get their stuff together, I think they'd be all right. Let me answer this right away. Pardon me on that. That's why I'm doing live shows. You just never know. I get texts and phone calls. So I just finished off with the Jazz. Let's go to number 3, the LA Lakers. You know the changes they made. They required Russell Westbrook. LeBron James still there, so anytime you got LeBron James, you always have a chance to win a championship. Anthony Davis, I think Anthony Davis is the wild card. I think he has to step up and play like he did in the bubble. If he can, the Lakers can be formidable. I think it's going to take them some time, though. I think it's going to take them probably about the first couple of months. They get Russ acclimated. You gotta let Russ be Russ. So we'll see how the Lakers come together here. That's why I don't think they're gonna finish higher than third, because I think it's gonna take us some time. So they might lose some games and then probably come on strong at the end. Maybe get up to that upper echelon. And this all bearing injury. Like, you know, we had a lot of injuries last year in the NBA. So all bearing, you know, all this, everybody stay healthy. But I think the Lakers will figure it out. I think LeBron will figure something out. And I think the Lakers will finish third. And I think they'll be formidable in the playoffs as well. Got a nice, you know, how like Rajon Rondo's back. I think that's huge for the Lakers as well. So I like the Lakers. I think they're going to finish third in the West, but I think they're going to be right there at the end. Number 2, the Denver Nuggets. Sort of, you know, you can make the argument. I just said Portland, I just said Utah, but Denver pretty much bringing back the same guys. I just think they guys has been improving. I think Jokic, the Joker, I think he improved. I think he deserved that MVP he got last year. Can he stay on that level? Jamal Murray will be back sometime. I don't know if he's ready to start the season, but he'll be back. Michael Porter Jr., I think he's the wild card. I think if he steps up his game and take that next step, I think Denver will be formidable. I just think because they've been together and they're a talented team, I think that's why they finished so high. I think that's why they finished second. And number 1, I'm going to give the Phoenix Suns. Like I said, 2 teams for the finals. I got finishing top of their conferences. I got Phoenix finishing 1. I think Chris Paul being in an extra year, I think Phoenix, as far as chemistry wise, is going to improve. I think they're a good regular season team. Devin Booker sort of tailed off in the finals. Maybe he'll be back motivated, ready to right the wrong. You know, I think he feel like the finals loss was his fault because he got sort of inconsistent after game 2. But I think Phoenix, with Chris Paul staying, I think they will be even more prepared and ready. I think they'll have a good season. Marty Williams is a great coach. So I think they'll be number 1 this year and get home court. I think that will help them as well in the postseason. Okay, so they are my predictions. Let's go through the West once again from 15 to 1. Number 15, I got the Houston Rockets. 14th, Minnesota Timberwolves. 13, Oklahoma City Thunder. 12th, the Sacramento Kings. 11th, the San Antonio Spurs. Finishing 10th, this is the play-in part. New Orleans Pelicans, even though I got a lot of question marks about them. 9th, the Memphis Grizzlies. They can finish higher. They got the potential to finish higher. I got the Clippers finishing 8th, like I said, because of Kawhi not being there. That's the only reason why. Other than that, I would have them top 4 easy. Blazers at 7th. Dallas Mavericks at 6th. Golden State Warriors at 5. Utah Jazz at 4th. Lakers at 3. Denver finishing 2nd. And Phoenix finishing 1st in the Western Conference. So that's my NBA preview as far as where the teams will finish. Now let's get into other predictions. Let's get into who I think will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. To me, this was kind of easy, but I could see somebody maybe breaking this up. But I got the Milwaukee Bucks to the Brooklyn Nets, which is a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. Milwaukee, like I said, they're too good. Giannis, I think, honestly, is going to come and play a lot better with that monkey off his back, winning a title. So now I think he's going to play more loose. I think his offensive game going to improve a little bit more. So I got the Bucks being very formidable. The Brooklyn Nets just too talented. Long as they're hard and the Rats stay healthy, I don't see them finishing no further than no lower than the Eastern Conference Finals. Even without Kyrie, you know, the Kyrie thing is going to linger around, but I think overall Harden will probably play the point. and Durant will do his thing, and I think Brooklyn will cruise to the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's my matchup there. In the Western Conference Finals, I got Phoenix getting back there, but I think they'll face the Lakers this time. Like I said, I think the Lakers going to turn it on at the end of the season. I think they're going to finally start gelling. They just got too much talent on the team. They really got a three-headed monster with Westbrook, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. Like I said, even Carmelo Anthony might be huge some nights. I think all that's going to match together. And I think it's going to be evident in the playoffs, because that's why I don't, like Utah, the Warriors to me can break this up, maybe. Like I said, with their championship pedigree. Like I said, Denver as well. I give Denver some credit as well. Denver is playoff tested as well. The Mavericks maybe as well. Like I said, the top 6 to me, I feel real strong about. Utah, right under Utah, really. Like Utah to me, I think they got sort of a seal. I think everybody else had potential to go farther, to be honest with you. And I think if the Clippers, if they get Kawhi back, they will be dangerous, because they will probably go be the lower half. So they probably play like a Phoenix the first round. And that's how I have it. If I go by what I think will happen, Phoenix will have a tough first round with the Clippers. So the West, like I said, wide open like it always is. Things can happen. Maybe injuries will play a part again. We'll see. Yeah, I got Phoenix making it, and I got the Lakers playing them in the Western Conference Finals. In the NBA Finals, I got the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers, which everybody want to see and probably predicting. A lot of people probably predicting that as well. But I think the Nets will win in 6 games. I think Durant and Harden will be too much. And LeBron, well, with LeBron, like I said, you never know. But with LeBron and AD, like I said, AD would have to be huge. He would be he'd be the wild card of that series. I think if he dominate that series, they could win. But if he's not the AD, then I don't think they got a chance. I think the Nets will win in 6 games in the NBA Finals. So that's my NBA preview for this year. Did it under an hour. I was surprised I did it under an hour. My NFL preview was a little bit longer, but I did have people come in and talk to me and everything, so that might have made the video a little bit longer. I think I was on for almost 2 hours last time. Oh yeah, my MVP picks and my defensive player of the year and all that. Well, I got MVP. I got Kevin Durant winning the MVP. It's an easy pick, But I think with Kyrie being out, I think he's going to be the guy that really carried this Brooklyn team. And I believe in him, so I think he'll get some votes. I think Giannis going to be right there. I think LeBron, AD, depending on what year they have, if somebody steps up, it takes, like, say if they is struggling and LeBron sort of like takes over the team, I think he could win it as well. But they my top 3, I think, that could win the MVP. I think if somehow, like, these are dark horses, Trae Young, if Atlanta could take a next step that you don't expect, Embiid can win it this year. If Philly finish higher with all the stuff going on, if Embiid have a monster year, he can win it. I mean, I'm gonna call Embiid a dark. I think Trae Young would be a dark horse, but Embiid I think would be right there. Who else? As I look at this, Jokic again, the Joker from Denver, the center. He could probably be it again. Chris Paul was in it last year. I think he just didn't score enough points, but he was definitely considered. Maybe Steph Curry wins it this year. Maybe he steps up at another monster year. So they just a few other names to throw out there, but I think Kevin Durant will win it. Decent player of the year, I think Draymond Green. With the Warriors being back, I think he'll be more recognized for a good defensive player. I think he'll be motivated this year. I like him to win the award. Rudy Gobert always going to be a factor. Maybe Jimmy Butler, like somebody like a Jimmy Butler can win it, like a wing player. Giannis would probably be as well. Oh, hey Beetlejuice, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, man, I've been all right. It's just like I said, um my internet sucks, man. Like I only can do videos here and there because of my internet. But I did get your friend request. So we're friends on PlayStation. So, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm about to get off here. I realized you caught me at the end. I'm about to get off here. Yeah, but I got your information. What I was about to say. Next week. I was going to say this anyway, but I can say it now. It's a couple of games I'm interested about. One game I want to get that I've been looking at is an old game as well. Okay, buddy. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to get that Destiny probably Monday, cause I'm gonna get it's this game called The Outer Worlds that I wanted to play for a long time. I wanted to buy it when it came out last year, so I'm definitely gonna pick that up. But I might see, I probably could pick up Destiny as well. But yeah, my internet, I just don't have consistent internet. That's why I'm still trying to look for some consistent internet so I can be on more, so that's been an issue. But Decky Beatrice, I was going to shout him out because he's from England. All the English people are so nice. He's been a nice Outer Worlds. What type of game is that? It's like what I compare it to. If you ever played it's sort of like you in space. It's like, it's not nothing like this game, but it's sort of like No Man's Sky, but it's not like that. Like, it's actually like a shooter. It's like an RPG. I'm trying to think, it's another game that is sort of like it sort of reminds me of Prey, even though Prey is more of like a horror shooter. But it's like basically it's like you build up your character, you go around in space, you get to choose basically if you're gonna do good deeds or bad deeds. You hire people, like you put together a crew, you fly around doing favors for people and stuff like that. I was interested in the game last year. It's been out about a year now, but I think I'm gonna try to pick that up. But I might try to pick up Destiny 2 as well next week. And like I said, I'm trying to get my internet together. But once I do, I'm definitely trying to get back on because I miss playing my games. I've been working so much as well. Like I just got off work and I gotta go back to work in a few hours. So work been busy. I've been busy with work, and then my internet ain't right. So that's why I don't be on that often. But I'm at least, like I say, even if I don't get my internet back right, hopefully I will. But if I don't, I always try to come back like once a month. Yeah. Sure, definitely. You be the first person I reach out to, because I'm getting the game because you recommended it to me. So you definitely be the first guy I reach out to if I wind up getting it. But like I said, I appreciate you. You're so nice, and thank you for coming in and watching. Like I said, I was at the tail end of my video. I'm previewing the NBA. The NBA basketball season starts in a couple of days. So I just gave you my little preview because I'm into sports as well. So I tried to throw a little sports in there, so yeah. But I appreciate you so much, Beetlejuice. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna hit you up, man. We're gonna play a couple of games. There's a couple of games I want to see if you're interested in it as well. So yeah, I definitely ain't forget about that. I've just been so busy with work and my internet sucks. So alright, buddy. Well, let me go ahead and finish this video off. My rookie of the year real quick, Cade Cunningham for the Detroit Pistons. I think he will get a lot of opportunity. But I think the rookie of the year is wide open this year. I just picked him because I know him from Gonzaga, so I think he's going to have a good year. So I just picked him because I think he'll have a lot of opportunity to play. So he'll win rookie of the year, I think. And maybe he can get Detroit to finish higher. So we'll see. But I like the kid from Baylor as well, Mitchell. I think he's related to Donovan Mitchell. I think it's his little brother or his cousin or something. I might be wrong on that, but I think it is. So between those two guys, I think one of them two will win it. you know, bar injury or anything else, or dark horse, somebody I don't know about comes along. But okay, like I said, thank you for everybody that joined. You know, I had some people pop in and out. Go ahead and wrap this video up. I need them. They want to take me a little nap. I gotta be to work in basically 3 hours. I think 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. I got 4 hours to play with. Like I said, my prediction: Brooklyn Nets, Lakers in the finals. I think the Nets will win the next title. I think they beat the Lakers in 6 games. That's my prediction. You know, just like the football season, things change from here and there. I think the Lakers will get that team together and start pushing. So we'll see. So everybody, thank you. Like I said, I got some new subscribers last month, so thank you guys. Like I said, I checked my emails. I got some reaching out to do, and thank you so much for joining me this morning. Hopefully y'all guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully y'all have a great NBA season. It starts Tuesday, a doubleheader on TNT. Defending champion Nets, Bucks, I'm sorry, will host the Brooklyn Nets. And then the night game is the Lakers, I think, at the Warriors. Or the Lakers might be on, but I know they're the 2 matchups on Tuesday. To check it out right here, right on TNT. I'm supposed to say right here on TNT. This definitely ain't TNT. But okay, everyone, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much. Like I said, Beetlejuice, you just look out for me. Just give me some patience. I'll be hooking up with you sooner than later. Everybody else, thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the birthday wishes last week as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Maybe in a month, maybe before then. If it's before then, it's the good news. So hopefully it's before then. I'm Troy West. Thank you so much for watching the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. Enjoy your football this week. Big games this week in football as well. Enjoy the NBA season. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.